Yeah, but I think I know which one you're thinking about.
So both Crack Attack and Rich have so many speedruns underneath their belt, and they're the top Ninja Gaiden 3 runners easily. So this will be quite the show. This is a little bit longer than the previous game, but something I like a lot about this game is it has like some of the best graphics and music out of pretty much any NES game. It's definitely top quality. All right.
Crack Attack, where are you?
Do you have him on Skype?
I'm trying to add him and talk to him. Oh, there we go.
All right, Rich, are you on number 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the one that's jumping up in the corner.
Okay, yeah, I see you.
And Crack Attack's on 3rd.
Okay, I see Crack. Looks like he's up. You want me to invite him to the Skype call?
I think I already did, but try again.
Oh, I can't. Oh, there we go. Maybe. Paging Crack Attack. Master Ninja Fapper.
Okay, got the invite. Let's see if he gets in here. Nope, he disappeared. There he is.
Yo.
Yo, Crack, what's up?
What's up, Greg?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Good luck, dude.
Yeah, dude. Is this your last race, Rich?
Nope. Well, for today, but I have
Okay,
more.
let's make it count then.
Yep. I recognize that sound.
You know what it is, dude.
Alright, we need to get going, so...
All right.
Okay, reset. I'm gonna mute my mic, so... Yeah, good luck and see you.
Okay, I'm gonna mute.
Good luck, guys. All right, should I do the countdown?
Yeah. Do the countdown in like 10 seconds.
Okay. All right, so here we go. The runners are ready. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. All right, folks, we have Ninja Gaiden 3, The Ancient Ship of Doom. Yes. I don't know what that means because I've never understood or read the story at all in this game, but it's an awesome ninja game, of course. But it's a little bit different than Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 in the way it handles. There's some controls that are a little bit different. Kind of like 2, you can walk or you can climb up most surfaces. But in this one, you can climb up pretty much every surface. Your jumps are a little bit floatier. It's like lower gravity, just a little bit. Some of the physics are different, like when you hit enemies, you don't get knocked back as far, you kind of just drop straight down. It doesn't have sword canceling like Ninja Gaiden 1, but it has its own variation. We probably won't see it used too much in the run, but the option's always there. It's really, really difficult to do the sword canceling in this game. But so we see the runners move through Act 1 and take out the boss, no problem. Moving on to the desert stage. Just want to note the music in this game is just fantastic. We could see the great graphics in this stage with all the parallax. So whenever they're in the quicksand, they pretty much want to jump as much as they can because you move slightly slower horizontally when standing in it. Something to note is that we're playing on the North American version of this game. The Japanese version of the game is a little bit closer to like the previous two Ninja Gaiden games, but this is Ninja Gaiden 3 was one of those NES games where the localizers thought it'd be better to make the game way harder for some reason. So compared to the Japanese version, you take pretty much double damage from everything. Nothing does 1 damage to you in this game. It's at least 2 damage from everything, and it's pretty brutal. They also adjusted a few things, like you actually have limited continues. You have 5 continues. Especially like in the later stages, because it's so hard, a lot of people have not finished this game. It's a very difficult game to beat. Additionally, like when you die, you go back to the beginning of the stage every time, unlike the Japanese version where it's similar to the previous Ninja games where you just respawn on the same screen. So that's pretty frustrating. But other than that, it's pretty much the same game. I think the drops might be a little different, but speaking of drops, we have the return of several items, like the Art of the Firewheel is back. That's pretty much the most useful weapon in the game. Since you don't have Shadow Clones like in Ninja Gaiden 2, and you don't have Spin Slash like in Ninja Gaiden 1, there isn't much utility to defeat bosses quickly like in the previous games. Pretty much everything's going to be doing 1 damage against bosses. So it'll just be a matter of using Art of the Firewheel when they're at distance, and then sorting them when they're up close. But like 2, the Invincible Firewheel power-up is back. It can be used at any time. So that'll become a big weapon to use later on as well. Both players on really good pace, making it through the auto-scroller part of 2-2 and defeating the boss there. Really nice. We got a pretty close race here. So that auto-scroller is kind of frustrating. If you die at any point afterwards, you have to redo it. So this is the hold left stage. Remember to hold left when coming into this one. Something to note is that there's a part about 3/4 of the way through the stage where you need the platforms to be in a certain position. And as soon as you start the stage, all the platforms begin moving. So if you slow down at all in the first 10 seconds of the stage, the platforms won't be in the right spot. So looks like both players managed to handle that pretty well. Really nice 3-1 from both of them. 3-2, the game starts to kick it into a higher gear. There's a lot of enemies here. There's a lot of ways to take damage, and it's certainly a longer stage. We see the appearance of one of the new weapons, or new sub-weapons in the game. That's this, I think this is called the Vacuum Blade. It's, when you use it, it just summons 2 projectiles that kind of rotate up and down a couple of times. It's useful for hitting enemies above and below you, but it also has kind of a larger hitbox than it seems, so it can be used as a sort of shield as well. It's a really useful weapon just to make it through stages and to defeat bosses. They're picking up the first instance of the Invincible Firewheel here. This is really useful because this game just throws so many enemies at you, especially in the later stages. And without utilities like Spin Slash, it's a really good way to make it through. And we're on to the kind of, I don't know what these guys are. They're kind of like the dogs from Ninja Gaiden 1 Act 4 or Ninja Gaiden 2 Act 6. Just the 2 guys. Only one of them is vulnerable. It's the guy on the right side that starts as the vulnerable one. What's kind of cool is you can use the Invincible Firewheel to just kind of have the shurikens they throw at you pass right through you as you just slash them to death. So we've got some more moving platforms here on stage 4-1. Similar to stage 3-1, they all begin moving once you start the stage. So there's some instances where the players are forced to wait for the platform to come back. But slowing down too much will kind of mess that up, and you might have to wait for an extra cycle. But it's not too bad. This isn't a very difficult stage. As long as they collect these scrolls and move at a good pace, it's no problem. But moving into 4-2 is where things will get really scary. So yeah, I did mention scrolls. They make a comeback from Ninja Gaiden 2. They increase your max Ninpo count by 10. We won't be getting as many of them in this game though. So this is a really scary stage, 4-2. These spikes, so I mentioned earlier that in the North American version, you take twice damage from everything. Spikes in the Japanese version did 3. In this one, they do 6. So you're dead in 3 hits from spikes, or 2 hits from spikes and getting hit from other things. So as we see Rich taking kind of an extra hit there on the spikes, he's down to 4 HP. Touching spikes again would kill him. So he's going to want to take it a little bit safely from here on out. See, like on crack screen, abusing the invulnerability he gets from taking damage from a smaller enemy, which he only took 2 damage from him, allowing him to pass the spikes briefly and skip some of the phases of the spikes. Using the vacuum blade on this boss to kill him in 1 cycle before he goes underground, which normally is kind of an invulnerability period. But both players are really neck and neck here. This is looking like a pretty solid race. And my bad, I had the... when I mentioned the players, I had them in the wrong order, but that's okay. See who's who now. Looks like Rich might be in the lead just by a little bit. 5-1 is a really stressful stage. This is where the game starts to throw ridiculous hordes of enemies at you. There's just so many enemies all over the place here. Like, definitely more than previous Ninja Gaiden games. It's like the end of Ninja Gaiden 1, the very last screen, how they start to throw a lot of stuff at you. It's like that in every stage from here on out in this game. 5-1 is a really scary stage. You see both of the players making good use of the vacuum blade, and the Dragon Ball makes a reappearance from Ninja Gaiden 2, that weapon that shoots at a downward angle, allowing them to go through some of the stages pretty quickly. So 5-2 is a much easier stage than 5-1. It's kind of the last easy stage. Just a lot of vertical climbing, and the invincible fire wheel makes the later half of the stage much easier. You see this disappearing platform section. It's not hard as long as you never stop for too long. It's pretty easy to make through, especially with that invincible fire wheel. So let's see here. Moving on to the end of 5-2, they're going to be fighting the Act 5 boss, which is a pretty interesting boss. It's easy to waste a lot of time on accident here. He jumps twice, and then he'll start moving across the screen, doing these flips and shooting fire at you. By the right combination of using an Art of the Fire Wheel and well-timed sword slashes, the players can kill him when he's on the right side of the screen. And we see Rich having a really nice kill doing just that. We'll see if Crack can keep up with him. If the boss starts to jump too far, then it becomes really difficult to take him down. So yeah, we see on Crack Attack screen the boss making it to the left side of the screen, making it hard to finish him off with those few extra hits, but he's still in there, even at that 3 HP mark. Act 6 is pretty stressful because there's no health refills anywhere, and of course your health persists between stages. Not between acts, you get a refill at the very beginning of the act, but there's a lot of enemies and there's a lot of ways to take damage here, and particularly the boss coming up at the end of 6-2, he's kind of frustrating with his attacks hitboxes. Sometimes there's nothing you can do but take damage. And since you take a lot of damage in this game, and with no health refills in this stage, that's going to be kind of stressful. Looks like both players are doing really well, though. Rich moving into 6-2 with mostly full HP. Crack doing a pretty good job. I didn't mention that 6-1 is the ice physics stage, kind of like in Ninja Gaiden 2. But it isn't too bad because you can actually slash your sword on the ground without slowing down, so that's kind of nice. And then the 6-2 is kind of the opposite. It's kind of like the entire stage is made of quicksand, like the quicksand from stage 2-1. So anytime you're standing on the ground, you're moving at like half speed. So the players are going to want to jump as much as they can. Crack taking a little bit of damage there, but it's not a big deal. They're both still in good shape. I think they can make it through. So here's the boss I was talking about on Rich's screen. Those boulders, not only are they random, it seems like their hitboxes are also random. Even though a boulder lands on you, sometimes you don't take damage. Even though you're standing in like a clearly open spot, you just sometimes get hit. It's really strange. The boss's vulnerability cycle is also a little bit weird. You need to hit like underneath the boss a little bit. Ooh, okay, Crack barely making it out there. Still in there, doing pretty good. And anyways, moving into Act 7, this is the critical part of the game, because at the beginning of Act 7, we see Rich has already collected it. You get the invincible fire wheel, and this is the only one in the entire act, and this act is so packed with enemies and so difficult that the best way to do it and especially during the boss fight, it also helps significantly, is to carry the invincible fire wheel all the way to the end. And this act has 3 stages. So you get it in the middle of the first one, and you have to carry it all the way there. So that means you shouldn't be dying, and you can't accidentally swap your weapon out. See, Rich has taken quite a bit of damage. He's down here at 4 health. There's 1 health pickup at the end of this stage, so he's probably going to want to sit back and get it, if he knows he's ahead. Crack Attack also taking a little bit of damage as well, but in a little bit better shape. Rich making this vertical climb here. He gets the fast elevators. That's really nice. Oh, he falls. He fell back down. Okay, so he's gonna have to wait for these cycles a little bit. The wasps that he killed will stay dead, but that's gonna give. I was gonna say give Crack Attack time to catch up, but Crack Attack takes a death. And this is really, really scary now for Crack Attack, and for Rich. Rich has 1 HP. All right, so this is getting kind of intense. Crack Attack no longer having Invincible Fire Wheel. He's going to have to do the rest of this without it. And that changes the strategy in these stages considerably, not having Invincible Fire Wheel, and including the boss at the end. So Rich, luckily, making it to the health, getting a few HP back, but he has 7 HP. If he touches any of these spikes, it's going to do 6 damage, putting him right back down. There's no more health refills. So I'm a little worried about both players, actually, so we just have to hope Rich doesn't take any unintentional hits here, and Crack is going to have to somehow pull this out without Invincible Fire Wheel. Having a little bit of trouble managing these wasps. He now has 3 HP. He's got to make it to that health in the next stage. And again, if he dies, he goes back to the beginning of 7-2, having to do that long platform section all over again. He's almost at the health. Get that health. All right, he's got it. Okay, so he still has a chance of finishing this out. Rich making it through all the scary spike sections in 7-3. 7-3 is a really brutal stage, even if you have Invincible Fire Wheel. All of the Fire Wheel usage is timed out so that you can pass through spikes at just the right times and have to minimize the amount of time you have to wait. You see Crack Attack having to wait for some of these spike cycles here. He only has 5 HP left. He's just starting the stage. And he's going to have to go all through the stage and fight the bosses at this health. So this is a really, really scary situation to be in. Rich taking out the first form of the final boss. We can see how using the Invincible Fire Wheel helps out in taking these bosses, down quite a bit. You can pretty much ignore the boss's projectiles in the first 2 forms. Ooh, Crack Attack crossing these crumble block sections without Invincible Fire Wheel is really scary. He takes another hit, 2 damage, back to the beginning of 6-3, or 7-3, sadly. As Infested Rich taking on the final boss. Final boss is down, and Rich takes this one. And Crack Attack's just going to have to stay on here. He's got another shot. He's got a couple of lives left to try. 7-3. He's at full health. He's short 10 Ninpo, I believe. Oh, what's that?
Don't mind the timer. I accidentally missed to start it, so... But we're gonna see the differences, at least.
Yeah, that's fine. So the scariest part about navigating 7-3 without Invincible Fire Wheel is these disappearing block sections, because you have these like floating drones attacking you. Look how many of those drones there are. Luckily, with the kind of good improvisational use of the vacuum blade, Crack is able to make it through. So Crack is in much better shape now. He's got more than half health. He's on the last spike screen. The hard parts of the stage are over. He's just got to make this climb and be careful about not getting hit by spikes, and I think he'll be able to make it. Ooh, he takes a hit there, taking a couple of hits. He's down to 5 HP. Okay, he might pull this out. I haven't actually seen Crack's final boss without Invincible Fire Wheel, so we'll have to see what he's able to do. Again, he's 10 Ninpo short. He missed a scroll somewhere, but... he's going to want as much of that art of the Fire Wheel as he can to be able to survive this. This first form, the boss shoots these little orbs, and he also shoots kind of lightning. So you want to be moving left and right as he summons this lightning. It's 3 lightning bolts, and then he can squeeze in a few hits, dodge some more lightning bolts, takes a hit, takes 2 hits, and he's down. He's restarting 7-3. Really, really brutal final boss. And what is he doing? He's taking a game over now. He can't. Yeah, he decided to go ahead and take a game over because he couldn't. He decided to throw it in. A round of applause for Crack Attack trying to make it through. He says he's done, but I don't know. He's going to go through. He's going to maybe start up 7-3 again. Act 7 again. We'll see here. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden 3 North American version. Incredibly brutal game. Mistakes in the final act.
That's it for
Yeah.
Crack Attack, since we have to go further.
Yep,
in
okay.
schedule.
We're a little bit behind, but congratulations to Infested Rich for taking that out. Revenge for the relay race at AGDQ. Sweet revenge. And good job, Crack
GG.
Attack, for pushing it through still. GG, man.
No wins for Team Franker-Z today.
Oh, yeah, Team
Aw,
Franker-Z and
come
Team
on.
Cap.
Franker
Captain takes it.
Yeah, nice job, Rich. Got the redemption.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's just